Please help me welcome Peter Houk.
Thank you, Coach. For the past 3 years, I've been documenting traffic crashes involving cyclists and pedestrians in the city of Ann Arbor. That's on my blog. I'm focused only on crashes that resulted in fatalities and serious injuries. Why only these two categories? Well, because that's what our city leadership committed to eliminating when they adopted the Vision Zero goal. So Vision Zero, as you've heard, is it's an approach and a commitment to eliminating death and serious injury from traffic crashes. We first adopted it in 2015 with a due date of 2025. And in 2021, we also named our transportation plan after it, Ann Arbor Moving Together Towards Vision Zero. So if Peter Houk was choosing the name today, it would be Ann Arbor Demands Vision Zero Right Now. We need more urgency. Nevertheless, our city leaders committed to Vision Zero, and they deserve credit for that. But they need to be clear-eyed about judging our progress to that goal. And they need to be serious about changing course if we aren't achieving the goal. And we're not achieving the goal. The first arrow here shows 2015 when we adopted Vision Zero. And then the second arrow is my count for pedestrian crashes in 2025 so far. So that's based on police records. There are 3 months left in the year, and we've already surpassed last year, which was not a great year. What are we going to do? In my day job as an engineer, a concept that I use is RPN. It helps us categorize risks. It's basically the product of how frequent and how severe a particular failure is. So it helps us prioritize how we address certain risks. So to deal with a risk, we can either reduce the frequency, like to zero, or we can reduce the severity, like make it less than serious or fatal. And it's just another way of expressing Vision Zero. So through this lens of frequency and severity, we can see how the designs of our vehicles and streets and how much people drive can affect crash risk. So let's look more at fewer miles traveled, because it has such an impact on land use. These are specific examples of how we might impact crash frequency, for better or for worse. This is the connection between the decisions about development and density and zoning and the crash trend that we saw a few slides earlier. At the bottom of the slide, we've got outcomes of our land use policy that I think will reduce the upward trend in serious and fatal crashes. So informed by that, we can now respond to some of what I've heard people saying in this context of the comprehensive plan. These are all variations on, please live somewhere else and drive here if you must. We can answer them with this red arrow. I hope Ann Arbor continues to experience job growth, but do we want that growth to happen in a way that pushes the arrow up, or one that starts pushing it down? I know what I want. Let's make room for some of those 80,000 commuters to live here instead of driving here. So to that end, we've got some upcoming opportunities to improve Ann Arbor and push that arrow down, because we can do it. Firstly, get engaged on the comprehensive plan like you are tonight. Thank you for doing that. Next, the city is evaluating 10 lane reconfigurations in a single study. Write your council member today and go to the community engagement on November 19th. Tell them that you don't want streets that are so wide that a malfunctioning wheelchair can lead to a person being hit by a car and killed. That happened in our city this year. And that tragedy happened on an MDOT trunk line. The city is negotiating to get control of MDOT trunk lines. Tell your council members that you will not be satisfied unless we take over all the trunk lines, so that we can remake our most dangerous streets to reflect Ann Arbor's values. So be ready for the call from More Neighbors, Neighborhood Institute, WBW, and the Bike Alliance to come support these 3 initiatives. When you hear it, come out and come ready to demand action for safer streets. Thank you.